All right, well, good afternoon, folks, and thank you all for joining us in the Invesco office this afternoon. I would like to officially welcome you all to our space. By way of introduction, my name is Andrew McDonald, and I am the head of our Charlottetown operation here in PEI. And I'd also like to introduce our official party, of course, Mr. Premier, the Honorable Wade McLaughlin, and Bill Galvin, who's the Managing Director and the Global Head of our Transfer Agency Operations for Invesco. I'd also like to recognize the Honorable Minister Chris Palmer, the Minister of Economic Development and Tourism, and thank you for joining us today. Invesco, for those who may not be aware, Invesco is an independent asset manager. We are committed to delivering a superior investment experience that helps people get more out of life worldwide. We are privileged to manage more than $930 billion in assets under management for clients around the world. And beginning in 2006 and then officially opening in 2007, Invesco started this Charlottetown location with just 24 employees, and I was fortunate enough to be one of them myself. And at that time, we were performing primarily contact center and account processing, processing transactions in temporary office space, actually down in the basement of the Atlantic Technology Center. So today, 12 years later, we employ over 360 people, doing not just those core roles in client service and account processing, but really a broad range of global support functions for our global business, information technology, application development, cybersecurity, training, human resources, and any number of different roles that support Invesco's internal clients, globally internal business partners, and then our external clients around the world. So we're very excited today to be announcing plans to further expand our operation here in Charlottetown in partnership with the province of Prince Edward Island. So I'd now like to call on Mr. Premier, the Honorable Wade McLaughlin, to bring greetings on behalf of the province.
Thank you, Andrew, and good afternoon, everyone. Bonjour tout le monde. I want to say a special welcome to Bill Galvin, as Managing Director and Global Head, Transfer Agency Operations for Invesco. To you, Andrew, as MC and as Head of our PEI operation. To Minister Chris Palmer, Economic Development and Tourism. To the good folks who comprise the Invesco, or some of the Invesco team here in Prince Edward Island, members of the media for joining us. I first met Bill Galvin in 2006, and I have to say I'm very happy to see you again, Mr. Galvin, to be back here from Houston, Texas, Global Head of Invesco Transfer Agency Operations. Bill came here in 2006 as part of a team along with, I believe, Peter Intraligi was with you at the time, the president of the Canadian operations, to have a look around. Charlottetown and Prince Edward Island is a place to grow, to first plant the seeds and then grow a investment and financial services support operation. And I, at the time, was president at UPEI, and they came and we had a visit, and he may tell you more about what they saw when they came that first time. I don't think it was mid-February. And just last year, on the 28th of February, Minister Palmer and I were in Invesco's offices in Toronto to talk about what the prospects might be for further growth of the operation here in Prince Edward Island. So from those 2006 meetings, with the start in 2007 when Andrew was one of the first 24, Invesco has grown to now 360, roughly, 360 and counting, employees here in Prince Edward Island. And what we're here to talk about today is a significant further expansion of those operations, and we appreciate the partnership with Invesco that has led to that growth. We appreciate the workforce here in Prince Edward Island, and the talent and the sticking to it and diversifying of the offerings here in Prince Edward Island that really explain why this has grown. Your leadership, Andrew, and the story that we are increasingly aware of here in PEI and that we're telling to the world about a place to work from, and a talented workforce. And that's exactly what we've seen over a relatively short period of time. We've seen, as Andrew has said, a diversification of the offerings and then of the talents of the workforce into cybersecurity, analytics, new dimensions of information technology, and all of it being the increased talent and offering of services around a place where people are happy to work together. And I believe that's really the core of why Invesco's operation has grown here. When Minister Palmer and I were in Toronto a year ago, meeting with their Canadian president and leadership team, the story was one of retention, of employees with an opportunity to grow within the company and expand what they get to do, and the challenges they get to take on. It was also about the expanding programs and services offered by the University of Prince Edward Island, which since 2006 has added a School of Mathematics and Computational Sciences. Holland College offering an increasingly diverse range of programs that speak to the talent that's required here, to the point where, and I'm sure that Bill will tell us more about this, to the point where the Prince Edward Island operations of Invesco would be among its largest in a global context. Since 2006, and this comes to the precise partnership between the province and Invesco, since 2006, the province has provided labour rebates totaling $7.5 million to Invesco relative to the employment that is created here in Prince Edward Island. And let's take that number and think about it against the backdrop of what are now 360 plus jobs, good jobs, over a period of 13 years, 12 to 13 years. And you begin to see the magic of a labor rebate program that is based on people who are actually here receiving salaries for good jobs with increasing opportunities. So the company is now employing on the order of 360 people here in Prince Edward Island, with plans by the end of this year that could see as many as 400. And the project that we are here about today could see a significant increase, further increase in employment at Invesco in Prince Edward Island, where the province would continue through the labour rebate program, would continue to be a partner, rebating 7.5% for each full-time equivalent position over 400 until 2023, and an additional 7.5% for each additional full-time equivalent position with a salary over $50,000. And over the period that we're talking about through to 2023, the maximum value of those rebates would be 3.14, or call it $3.2 million. And that's a great investment for our province. It's a great investment in the people who will work here at Invesco who will continue to have opportunities in your professional careers, who will continue to be the new generation, the people who are making Prince Edward Island and Charlottetown into a lively, vital place and community, to grow families and to participate and continue to enjoy the quality of life that we do here in Prince Edward Island. And that's really what this is about. And in the financial services sector, it's something that you can do with not a great many what I will call collateral costs. So that's to say, people have good jobs, they're paying rent, they're going out for a night on the town, they're taking their kids to hockey, and it's all good, for everybody as we continue to grow a community and a province. And that's my concluding comment is what some people here will have heard me speak about before, the mighty island. You can do great things in small places. Precisely here with what's taking place at Invesco, we are doing great things in increasingly skilled and diversified services that we're offering to the world, and doing it with a quality and with a talent in the workforce that is competitive and successful in terms of what Invesco does in global terms. And that's precisely why it's an honor for us to have the opportunity to announce this project and to have Bill Galvin as the Managing Director and Global Head of the transfer agency operations for Invesco here with us today, and to confirm this great project and this further expansion and opportunity for Prince Edward Island, and frankly, in a global context, to succeed. So thanks for the opportunity to speak about this, and let me finish by saying, in particular, thank you to all of the great employees, workers here at Invesco and PEI who are responsible for this success story. Thank you.
So I'm going to apologize right up front. This is my first press conference, and I'm hoping it's my last. So lots of good things that are going on in Charlottetown for us as an organization. And a couple of things I want to actually go back a little bit to 2006. When we were asked to come out here, Peter and I actually came out there. We heard a lot about Charlottetown and about the opportunity, and we also heard a lot of how well the universities and the government work together, not only to bring in jobs, but also to create opportunities. And they showed us the Atlantic the Atlantic Technology Center, and where we can incubate this idea that we had to bring client service jobs into Charlottetown. And although I didn't realize it was going to be in the basement, but besides that, it was always interesting when we went down to the basements and you actually saw pictures that people drew of windows so they could actually see a picture of outside. But I remember that first day, Peter and I actually came in, and it wasn't on a minus 30-degree day, by the way. It was July, as I remember. We rented bikes, and for a couple of things. We actually wanted to drive around to see the town. I knew nothing about Charlottetown, and Peter knew just slightly more than I knew about Charlottetown. And so we walked around. We talked to a lot of people. We biked up the Confederation Trail, went over, and went to the University of PEI. Actually, first time I had met Wade and Mr. Pereira, and had good conversations about the university and the talent that they were creating, which is really important for us as an organization, is to have high quality talent. It's really hard to go into an area that we're going to start up a business to service our clients, our advisors, and our institutions with hundreds of billions of dollars and not have the talent that can support, the business or the service that you're trying to give to all of our clients. So one of the things that we realized really quickly was when you looked at the University of PEI, when you looked at Holland College, looked how well the government worked with those universities and colleges and with the community, we were really impressed. And that was the first time we made the decisions to basically set up 24 people, and there's a few people here that are from that original class. And as Andrew reminds me, we have half that class still with us today, which is pretty impressive. And again, it really starts with the quality of the people in the locations that we select, and that was the thing that really impressed me, was the quality of the folks that we had here, the quality of the institutions that train and educate them, like UPEI and Holland College, and then the support that we've received from the government. And so to say the least that this has been successful, that is saying the least. This has been very successful. For us, I can tell you, we're running a global operation. We want to make sure when our clients and institutions call us that they don't know that it's going to Charlottetown, they don't know it's going to Houston, Texas, or it's going to Toronto, that they know that they're getting the service that they need so they can transact business with us. And that's what's been accomplished. We have really high quality folks here. As you can see how we've diversified the amount of jobs that we have here is because how successful this has been from a lot of ways. It's not just economic, it's the quality of folks that we have here and the education that supports building that infrastructure for us. So we're very happy to be here, very happy to continue growing this site. I think the only limitation we have is space, and we're working on ways that we can fix that. And so again, Charlottetown fits very well in our global operation, and I just want to thank you very much for the support, both at the minister's level, prime minister's level, and in the universities, and the support of the community. So thank you very much.
All right, so that is going to conclude the official portion of the announcement today. I believe the official party is going to take some photos, and then we will be available for the media as needed. And we're going to strike some of this and bring some refreshments out for all you folks as well. So again, thank you all for joining us, and we hope you enjoy the rest of your afternoon.